All warfare is based on deception. The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. Victorious warriors win first and then go to war, while defeated warriors go to war first and then seek to win. Appear weak when you are strong, and strong when you are weak. In the midst of chaos, there is also opportunity. The greatest victory is that which requires no battle. He who knows when he can fight and when he cannot will be victorious. Engage people with what they expect. It is what they are able to discern and confirms their projections. It settles them into predictable patterns of response, occupying their minds while you wait for the extraordinary moment, that which they cannot anticipate. Let your plans be dark and impenetrable as night, and when you move, fall like a thunderbolt. There is no instance of a nation benefiting from prolonged warfare. The wise warrior avoids the battle. He will win who knows how to handle both superior and inferior forces. To know your enemy, you must become your enemy. He who is prudent and lies in wait for an enemy who is not, will be victorious. All men can see these tactics whereby I conquer, but what none can see is a strategy out of which victory is evolved. The skillful fighter puts himself into a position which makes defeat impossible and does not miss the moment for defeating the enemy. To secure ourselves against defeat lies in our own hands, but the opportunity of defeating the enemy is provided by the enemy himself. Do not repeat the tactics which have gained you one victory, but let your methods be regulated by the infinite variety of circumstances. Military tactics are like unto water, for water in its natural course runs away from high places and hastens downwards. When you surround an army, leave an outlet free. Do not press a desperate foe too hard. Move swift as the wind and closely formed as the wood. Attack like the fire and be still as the mountain. Ponder and deliberate before you make a move. When strong, avoid them. If of high morale, depress them. Seem humble to fill them with conceit. If at ease, exhaust them. If united, separate them. Attack their weaknesses, emerge to their surprise. Attack is the secret of defense. Defense is the planning of an attack. Those who are skilled in combat do not become angered. Those who are skilled at winning do not become afraid. Thus, the wise win before they fight, while the ignorant fight to win. Build your opponent a golden bridge to retreat across. Management of many is the same as management of few. It is a matter of organization. What the ancients called a clever fighter is one who not only wins, but excels in winning with ease. Opportunities multiply as they are seized. A leader leads by example, not by force. The quality of decision is like the well-timed swoop of a falcon, which enables it to strike and destroy its victim. Who wishes to fight must first count the cost. He who knows when to fight and when not to fight will win. The art of war teaches us to rely not on the likelihood of the enemy's not coming, but on our own readiness to receive him, not on the chance of his not attacking, but rather on the fact that we have made our position unassailable. He will win who, prepared himself, waits to take the enemy unprepared. He who wishes to fight must first count the cost. In war, the way is to avoid what is strong and to strike at what is weak. We cannot enter into alliances until we are acquainted with the designs of our neighbors. So in war, the way is to avoid what is strong and strike at what is weak. If your opponent is of choleric temper, seek to irritate him. Pretend to be weak, that he may grow arrogant. Energy may be likened to the bending of a crossbow, decision to the releasing of a trigger. Do not press an enemy at bay. One may know how to conquer without being able to do it. If there is disturbance in the camp, the general's authority is weak. If his forces are united, separate them. Regard your soldiers as your children, and they will follow you into the deepest valleys. Look on them as your own beloved sons, and they will stand by you even unto death. When envoys are sent with compliments in their mouths, it is a sign that the enemy wishes for a truce. When you surround an army, leave an outlet free. Do not press a desperate foe too hard. You have to believe in yourself. If the mind is willing, the flesh could go on and on without many things. pretend inferiority and encourage his arrogance. When your army has crossed the border, you should burn your boats and bridges in order to make it clear to everybody that you have no hankering after home. Move not unless you see an advantage. Use not your troops unless there is something to be gained. Fight not unless the position is critical. No ruler should put troops into the field merely to gratify his own spleen. No general should fight a battle simply out of pique. If it is to your advantage, make a forward move. If not, stay where you are. Begin by seizing something which your opponent holds dear, then he will be amenable to your will. Rouse him and learn the principle of his activity or inactivity. Force him to reveal himself so as to find out his vulnerable spots. The general who advances without coveting fame and retreats without fearing disgrace, whose only thought is to protect his country and do good service for his sovereign, is the jewel of the kingdom. He who relies solely on warlike measures shall be exterminated. He who relies solely on peaceful measures shall perish.